like singing in the backyard, big bones, we don't care. I gotta start learning words. We are caught up in your love affair, and everybody's like, go to singing out the bathroom, singing out the bathroom, we don't care. We're part of the dreams, we'll never be royals. Go live on Instagram. This kind of lust just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of love. Let me be your ruler. You can call me BeMo, and baby I'll rule. Uh-oh, I ain't mean to be singing. Let me be your ruler. You can call me BeMo, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy. Oh. And we'll never be royals. It's not in our blood. This kind of lust just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. All right, sweetie, let's start the show. See how I resolved that? See how I went there? I'm like a marching man.
All right.
Good morning, and good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Misha. Spark you a blunt, let's get high in this bitch. Wake it, wake, we it be Mo Shababa. Oh, good morning to the good people. How we feeling this morning? Welcome back to another episode of Wake Up Bake Up BeMo. I am your host, BeMo. This is your chance to get updated on all things black, the new blueprints to blackness. We are building culture, one blunt, one new blueprint at a time. As I promised you, we would be here through the election, through the first few weeks of the new presidency, and here we are again. But before we make another step, I want to make sure I'm saying good morning to the timestamps of my YouTube video, okay? I want to say good morning to the clean lens on my camera, okay? I want to say good morning to the spray bottle on my dry locks. The lady of the house. Good morning, lady of the house.
Good morning.
How you feeling? How was your sleepy time?
It was cool. I slept well. You?
It was cool. I'm still giggling about in the middle of the night story from a couple of days ago. That shit's still crazy. You want to tell the people or not?
It was like the middle of the night, maybe like 1, 2 in the morning or something, and both asleep out of nowhere. He not even facing me. He just kind of turns his head and says, "Fuck you," and then goes back to sleep. And I was like, "What?" But he didn't say anything. So I was just like, okay. And I was just sitting there thinking, like, did I do something? Like, did I like, what? I'm not even touching you. And he had no recollection of this in the morning when I told him about it.
Oh, yeah, the lady of the house told me the next morning, and I was like, I said what? I don't remember this at all. Oh, man. You know who I blame?
Who?
I blame Donald Trump. That's who I blame. I forgot what it's like to have this phantom stress around you while this man is president. But anyway, good morning, sweetheart. We want to give a huge shout out to the Washington Informer Bridge, WIBridgeDC.com, or at WIBridgeDC on all social media sites, so you can get updated on the things that's happening in the culture right here in the Washington, D.C. area and beyond. I believe right now my man Lafayette is in Paris running it back, if you will. My man Lafayette is in Paris right now doing his annual trip so he can have his annual issue in the Washington Informer Bridge about the fashions going on in the world. Definitely check out that WI Bridge DC at WIBridgeDC.com. Also want to give a huge shout out to the New Blueprint newsletter. Okay, if you need to subscribe, I need you to subscribe to the New Blueprint newsletter. We have an issue coming out today. We have been exclusively dropping our burning questions for the Roach and some small reflections over on the Substack, so definitely go check out the New Blueprint newsletter. Every month or so, probably like 5 weeks, I'll drop a writing. The next writing that I have is a direct response to Percival Everett's James. I've explored some of my Missouri roots to show you a better side of pre-BeMo, if you will. So definitely go check out the BeMoBrown.substack.com. It is $5 a month, but if you need that scholarship, just let a nigga know, and we can let you in there. And before we start the show, I want to give a huge shout out, and I want to give ourselves a reminder, if you can, sweetheart, can we get the Niggas in Nature promo? Shout out to my man Trevor.
You know Jim and Jane Crow hit the national parks too, right?
Elaborate, my nigga.
So boom, we either weren't allowed in a lot of these parks, or we had other ones on some color fountain type energy.
The caucasity to think you can own nature.
Exactly, bruh. We've been conditioned to think that these parks are some white people shit because white people ain't want to send them.
Nah, that's crazy.
And we ain't even talking about the ones we built yet.
Built? What?
Right, definitely go check out my man Trevor Went, T Went, on all social media platforms. That's T_WEN_T, I think is how you spell it. Definitely go check out T Went on all social media platforms. Definitely on YouTube, so you can catch the whole Niggas in Nature experience. I just needed this reminder to let everybody know that we do belong here. More so that we actually built here, and the people who are saying that we don't belong here are actually the visitors. So just wanted to give everybody a reminder about these Niggas in Nature. And with that being said, sweetheart, I think all the shout outs are done. What's up?
We got some people in the house. We got Maurice. He said, "Morning, BeMo and Lady of the House with the black fist."
Maurice, what's up, brother?
And then Micah said, "Zhao Sheng Hao."
All right. I take that's good morning, brother, in Mandarin, I suppose. Right. I know that Micah's son, I think, is, let me know if I'm wrong. I don't know if I want to put his business out there, but he's in a language immersion school, and it might be that one. I don't want to just put every business. That nigga go to school there at this time. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Don't do that.
So definitely check those people out. I think I got all the shout outs out the way. With that being said, we have some wonderful things we want to talk about this morning. We want to introduce you to something I discovered last night, this new concept in the anti-DEI ring called MEI. We're definitely going to talk about that. We're going to do our Paul Robeson Negro of the Week Award. I think if you've been paying attention, I think you know exactly who that is. And then also, we have a wonderful topic this morning in which we are going to investigate what's going on with Snoop and Soulja Boy. I think something's happening. But before we get there, sweetheart, you know it's Thursday, so it's time for our Black in the Day news. What you got for us today?
Okay, today this is coming from a publication called Noonair. Mm-hmm. Would you like to show it?
Yeah, I'll show it. I'll give it a little shot. I'll put my finger in there.
It's okay, I know.
Okay, for sure. So we got Noonair, okay, magazine based right out of here in Washington D.C. I believe this is the November 2024 issue right here. On the front is Beverly Price's Great Day in Washington D.C. or Great Day in Chocolate City, Washington D.C. Where the fuck is that? Great Day in Chocolate City. Definitely go to noonair.com or at Noonair on social media sites so you can go check this out. Lady of the House is going to be reading from this issue.
And I'm going to be reading a passage from our very own.
Oh.
All right. BeMo Brown.
That's me.
The article is called A Great Day in Chocolate City, or The Making of Beverly Price's A Great Day in Chocolate City. Is that the... Okay. Mm-hmm. Just tell me when to stop, I guess.
Whenever the spirit moves you.
All right. It was a Saturday. 168 Washingtonian artists gathered in front of Sheila Mitchell Gallery, to make a photograph. In front of the lens are giants sharing space and light to reflect a movement and a moment. From pioneers in formal spaces to founders of legendary activist groups, curators of cultural craft, and leaders of the future's aesthetic, a dynamic collection of the city's artistic expression faced a massive responsibility to represent. Behind the lens are pillars of passion and consideration alongside a community of black sovereign expression as old as Berry Farm. The date is May 11th, but this day culminates thousands of perspectives told through millennia of experiences. There have been other great days: Harlem, hip-hop, Atlanta, and go-go. Like the previous, this one seeks to make its mark on the great calendar etched in the imaginations of people yet to be created.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Should I keep going?
If you want to.
At the beginning of this moment is art historian and cultural caretaker Rashida Witter. The core of Witter's personal and professional practice centers a profound care for black visual and sonic culture. Originally from Orlando, Rashida recalls meeting Chocolate City during an adventurous cab ride before she was introduced to the nation's capital. The difference between the Big Chair and the Lincoln Memorial. So when Rashida became the youngest and only black curatorial assistant at the National Gallery of Art, the idea of highlighting Chocolate City's contemporary art movement was not a question of if, but rather how. I knew I wanted to tell a story that incorporated the present moment and our past, and the only way I felt like I would do it justice was to create an image as broad and magnificent and intergenerational as A Great Day in Chocolate City has become.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, well, thank you to the people over at New Nair. Appreciate you, BeMo, for that wonderful writing. I actually surprised myself a little bit. Sometimes you hear your own writing, like, who the fuck wrote that? That was nice. But I posted on my stories yesterday. I don't even know if I told the lady at the house this, but you know, Elon Musk is trying to buy the Line Hotel.
Yeah.
He is the leading bidder for buying the Line Hotel and transforming that space into a 220-room social club. And based on the movements of this person who was raised in the apartheid of South Africa, I can tell you directly to your face that this social club will not be for you and I.
Absolutely.
Which is so sad when I think about the great times in Chocolate City. And even though the Line Hotel is not in Southeast, it is not black specific, it is not black owned, it's not even black operated. But we have spent so much time there creating and developing communities. I can think of at least 3 opportunities. I'm thinking about full service broadcast that hosted UPN Wednesdays, which was the unofficial name, but we had about 7 black podcasts that would broadcast through the Line Hotel all across the world, from here to Hong Kong, and in the moments that we would accidentally interact with each other, that was the beautiful part. I saw a clip of Jasmine Guy on the set of not Do the Right Thing, A Different World, and in the scene she was like admiring and loving Denzel Washington as a college girl would do in her dorm room. And then you can see in this particular blooper that Denzel is actually behind her. While she's doing that, she doesn't know. She turns around, sees Denzel, everybody blows up laughing. It's funny, it's a good time. But those are the incidental rubbing moments. Hey, yo. Those are the chance we got to rub against each other in a very informal way and create partnerships that would last a lifetime, friendship that would last a lifetime. The reason that I met Jamal Gray, the reason that I met Chris Pyre is because we were standing outside of the Line Hotel. When I think about the times that I spent with Superman and all the parties and fundraisers that we would do in this particular building for the black aesthetic, for black folks, and I think about my man, what's the Marvin Gaye sweater? What's his name? Dreams of Triumph. Think about Dreams of Triumph, who also had a pop-up in there. I think his most successful pop-up to this day. Now to think about that resource being taken away from Washingtonians and also being taken away from the inhabitants of Chocolate City, it's a sad time. So I encourage you to celebrate the city for what it is now, because these next 4 years might see a transformation of the city further away from Chocolate City, especially if Elon Musk is setting up a private social club in the Line Hotel. And it doesn't make me feel any better that my new studio home is right around the corner from that. So it is what it is. Definitely go check out newnair.com. Definitely go check out the magazine. These young folks are definitely representing a perspective of blackness and a new narrative, hence New Nair, for that and Chocolate City. All right, sweetheart. We got some things we want to talk about. What do you think is most appropriate first? Should we talk about the crypto ball, or should we talk about MEI versus DEI?
Well, I feel like the crypto ball might segue into MEI.
Okay, let's do that then.
I don't know.
Is the thing over there still?
What?
The flyer.
I put it. Oh, it's over there. Underneath.
Oh, I got you. So, oh Lord, because I feel the people are gonna beat me up. But this is the beauty of having your own show. I want to express something, and I want the people to be patient enough, hopefully, to understand what was going on. Okay, I was in my new studio home, right? Mm-hmm. And on the table when I walked in, because somebody who was ever at the studio the day before, or whoever was setting up the space before, they left behind a stack of these. And I wonder if the people can see these. Can you see these? Can you see what this is?
Yeah, there's a slight glare, but you can see it.
It's a slight glare. What this is, it is a program for the 2025, Jesus, 2014, the 2025 inaugural crypto ball at January 17th, 2025, Andrew W. Mellon Auditorium, Washington, D.C. So I'm looking at this, and I'll just read it on the back. On the back, it says, hosted by BTC Incorporated, co-hosts Stand with Crypto, Anchorage Digital, Exodus, and Kraken. Thank you to our sponsors, Coinbase, Digital Sovereignty Alliance, eToro, Galaxy Digital, Grayscale, Mara, MetaMask, MetaPlanet, MicroStrategy, Miston Labs, Nexo, Ondo Finance, Satoshi Action Fund, Solana, and Uniswap. And I'm looking on here, and I'm looking hard. And before y'all call me a coon, I also looked this up on the internet, and I tried to figure out. Now, they said Snoop and Nelly and Soulja Boy were performing at the Crypto Ball, which was an official inauguration event. But I'm looking at the program, and the lady in House and I, we have run a small print shop out of here. We run several publications. I'm looking at the program, and you know what I don't see on here? Mm-hmm. I don't see Donald. I don't see the presidential seal. I don't see official inaugural event. I don't see vice president. I don't even see the new secretary of crypto on this situation.
Yeah.
So who the fuck told us this was a Donald Trump event? Who told us that? Was it the fact that it was happening during inauguration weekend? Therefore, if you perform during inauguration weekend, you must be participating in the Donald Trump situation. Is that what the assumption was?
Maybe.
So if that's the case, when we look back at Chrisette Michelle's performance in 2016, mm-hmm. She was canceled because she was performing tertiary events, right? She was doing like outside events, right? No, that's right. She's saying directly at the inauguration. She was standing behind the individual. She was co-signing her presence at the inauguration for Donald Trump. If you remember the video we showed on Tuesday of the young man preaching the I Have a Dream speech, Chrisette Michelle was more like that guy than what we have seen in Snoop and Soulja Boy. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because the counterculturalist in me wants to come to defense. Why? Go ahead and play the Soulja Boy video, sweetheart. Now, I want to warn you. Soulja Boy is a lot of things. Most of it is wrong. But from time to time, as Soulja Boy does, he does have a tendency to bring up an interesting point, even in his wrongness. And I'm wondering, looking at this program, and y'all know, I mean, look at the screen right now. If I was conducting a program, you would know it was me. How would you know? You look in this little corner right here, you see BeMo. Look in the other corner right here, you see the Washington Former Bridge. You look at my face, you see BeMo. I'm saying wake up, bake with BeMo. This is obviously a branded situation. You mean to tell me narcissist, fascist, racist, self-centered Donald Trump would not have his name on the program? And all of this is a culmination. I think I've said this before on the show, but I'll say it now. In my trend forecasting training, they told us to do three things. The first time you see something, it's a hunch. The second time you see something, it's proof of evidence. The third time you see something, it's a trend. So when I see this flyer, I'm like, I have a hunch. Then I hear Soulja Boy. Play the video.
They pay me a bag. Obama ain't never put no money in my fucking pockets, nigga. Kamala ain't never put no money in my pockets, nigga. Trump put money in my pockets, nigga. When motherfuckers are trying to say something about me performing at the crypto ball party, did Kamala call my fucking phone? Did Obama call my motherfucking phone? Did any of you call my motherfucking phone? Oh, God. Fuck you, man. I do what the fuck I want. Trump called my phone. It wasn't even a Trump event. Trump wasn't even there. Y'all so worried about he performed, him, Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross. Kamala, you ain't even win. Obama, you ain't called my fucking phone. I'll suck my dick, nigga. Y'all want me to not answer the phone of the fucking president? This nigga the president of the motherfucking United States. Trump wasn't even there. It wasn't even a Trump event. It was the crypto ball for crypto. Y'all can suck my dick, cancel me all day. Fuck y'all.
Boy, we get it, man. We get it. But Soulja Boy actually brings up 2 points. One point that I would now call continued evidence of, was the crypto ball a Donald Trump event? Now, this is not me getting him off the hook, because just wait till the end, because there's another part to this. But was the crypto ball a Donald Trump event? When I listen to Soulja Boy, when I see Snoop Dogg's response to Randy B, you could put that up. It's just a response. When I see Snoop Dogg's response to Randy B, which says,
let's see. Blacks love tearing blacks down with no info. Y'all carry on. I'm doing my work with God on my side, moving in peace while y'all still hate on it. It wasn't an inauguration. It was a crypto ball. Get your facts straight. And 47 wasn't there.
Sweetheart, how do you think the initial phone call went to invite these individuals to the crypto ball? Do you think the person on the phone or the person on the email said, hey, Snoop Dogg, I would like you to perform at Donald Trump's crypto ball? Or do you think they said, hey, Snoop Dogg, there's a new administration coming in that's more positive for crypto. Do you mind come performing for the crypto ball during the inaugural weekend? Which one do you think actually happened? Listening to Soulja Boy, listening to Snoop, and assuming they're telling their truths, what do you think actually happened?
Probably the latter.
I think so too. I think if we asked Snoop, or if we asked Soulja Boy, and there's a reason I'm not putting Nelly in here particularly, but if we asked those two individuals, how did your invitation come to the crypto ball? If you asked Rick Ross, how were you invited to perform at the crypto ball? I'm wondering if the email they got even mentioned Donald Trump. Because again, I'm looking at the program. And the program, there is nothing there.
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
No.
You can let Snoop go for a second. So I guess my overall point in bringing this up is that it seems like these entertainers' presence was manipulated for propaganda. For the very reason of us to say, damn, Snoop performing, we don't fuck with Snoop no more, creating more division. Damn, Rick Ross performing, we don't fuck with Rick Ross no more, creates more division. Damn, Soulja Boy performing, we don't want to fuck with Soulja Boy no more, it creates division. And Soulja Boy asks a great question, a brilliant question, brings up a wonderful point. When Obama was elected, it was like 2008?
Yeah.
Soulja Boy was the most popular rapper in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't Obama call his phone?
Right.
No, for real. Why didn't Obama call Soulja Boy's phone? Was the Superman too explicit? Was Pretty Boy Swag too controversial? Or is it the obvious answer that I think we're all thinking? It's because we think Soulja Boy's a coon. The obvious answer that we're all thinking about Snoop Dogg is because we all think Snoop Dogg is coonish. Rick Ross, coonish. Nelly, coonish. And we wouldn't want those individuals representing us, although we made them platinum, although we created them as cultural stars, although we follow them in millions, although we listen to their music with nostalgic appeal, although they perform for Super Bowls, although they represent us in entertainment faces. When it comes to intersecting with politics, do we all agree that maybe Soulja Boy, Snoop Dogg, and Rick Ross aren't the best representations of the black perspective?
I'd like to challenge that, though.
Talk to me.
Well, okay, why would they not be the best representations of blackness? Because I'm thinking about Kamala's campaign. She had Meg Thee Stallion performing. So
She did.
Like, what is the difference?
There is no. That's kind of the point I'm getting at. I'm asking the question facetiously.
Okay.
Why isn't Soulja Boy a representation of black perspective? Why can't Snoop Dogg be a perspective of black? Why weren't they called before?
Right.
I think back to when Obama invited Common to the White House to perform, and the folks on Fox News tore Obama's ass up because they said Common had affiliations with Assata Shakur, and because she had allegedly killed a policeman and fled to Cuba, Obama was then endorsing that behavior because he had Common perform in the White House. Meanwhile, we have an actual racist, an actual fascist, and his buddy, an oligarch from apartheid South Africa, naming policies in America. So when Soulja Boy asked the question, while Donald Trump is being inaugurated, how come I wasn't invited? How come Obama never asked me to perform? I think what Soulja Boy is revealing accidentally is we have always had this problem. We've had this respectability problem. Why isn't Rick Ross good enough to be representative of the black community for Kamala Harris?
Yeah.
Why wasn't Soulja Boy on the stage with Barack Obama? Was it because these elites, these leftists, these progressives, these individuals who were leading our particular perspective thought they were better than these individuals? Mm-hmm. To go on, when Soulja Boy says, "What, I'm not supposed to answer the phone when a president called?" That's exactly what I said about Kai Cenat.
Right.
And I'm blaming Kai Cenat for political apathy. Mm-hmm. Yet Soulja Boy answered the phone. So shouldn't I be praising him for political participation? But there's a second half to this, because as I am giving them grace, as I am understanding their perspective, I know that they were used for a propaganda moment.
Right.
And how do I know? Because Charles Barkley agreed with me. Go ahead, play Charles.
So I wish that people were smarter. Personally, I think these politicians, both parties suck. But I think they do a really good job of making us not like each other. America is not, racism exists, always has, and always will. Unfortunately, it's a disaster. But what America really has become is rich people against poor people. And I wish people would understand that politicians do a good job of making us fight with each other, but it's really rich people against poor people. They try to make it about black, white, immigration, homosexuality, and all these different things. But what it is rich people making poor people not like each other. And until we address that, we're never going to be successful.
So Charles Barkley has given me the third piece of evidence. Was this not a moment, a propaganda moment to try to tear people against each other? Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm bringing all this up, because there is a bigger trap here that I think people are so focused on, oh, he fucks with him, I don't fuck with him. It seemed like he was performing for Trump, therefore lending his reputation, lending his blackness to advocate for the Trump presidency. That is one way to think about it. What I really want to talk about is, nobody gonna talk about the crypto of it all? This new administration is making it easier for the proliferation of cryptocurrency. I heard an expert say that in this administration, there is a projection that cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, will go from 0.1% or 0.5% of all currency to 7% of all currency.
That's crazy.
Under this administration. And now we can argue and we can debate back and forth about the legitimacy of cryptocurrency, but at the very base of it is a very libertarian perspective that if we create a currency, we can live around the government. Now, if this currency falls, if it turns out to be a Ponzi scheme, then the individuals who are already wealthy, who didn't dump their wealth in this situation, they'll be fine. But as we saw with the housing market, as we saw with any other part of capitalism, when these things fall, it actually adversely affects black and brown people. Right. So when Charles Barkley says rich people are trying to create division amongst poor people to keep them distracted from the richness, what's interesting to me is the 4 individuals who performed all have been part of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
They have all been a part of these meme coins, the same coin that we discussed with Hot Tour, where you could easily pull the rug and take the value from the situation, leaving people with the bag. But these 4 individuals are the head of their own meme coins. So while we're picking at them, poking at them, talking about their affiliation, what we really need to be picking and poking them at them is like, why are you trying to steal currency? Why are you blindly following this possible Ponzi, this possible pyramid scheme that will adversely affect your direct consumer base? Why are you trying to become oligarchs? That is the question. But we're not asking that question. We're canceling Snoop Dogg. We're canceling Nelly for a thing that I'm not sure is even a thing. Right. A distraction, a division point. I'd like to take that same math and apply it to anything else that you might find yourself supporting under the Donald Trump administration. On Tuesday, I asked you if you press continued on TikTok. Nobody answered, but I know the answer. You different than Snoop Dogg? This administration is going to build verticals that might seem advantageous to you, while also deporting migrants, while also tearing down diversity, while also tearing up the work of Martin Luther King, my great-grand-aunt, Mary McLeod Bethune, tearing up the work of federal contract diversity in front of our face. But they're going to put something out like, oh, here's another check for you. Here's another stimmy for you. Here's TikTok back. Aren't you happy we're here? What are your thoughts, sweetheart?
Yeah, I see this as a developing issue. Like, we haven't even begun to see the end of this situation in particular. Yeah, it just feels like just throwing Jay-Z in there because, of course, we bring him up every season.
Oh, we got to talk about Jay-Z all the time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, with him even doing I can't even remember what it was exactly, but the Bitcoin thing where he was trying to give it to, like, people in, was it Brooklyn or, yeah.
Can I tell my truth?
Go ahead.
So y'all remember when Jay-Z was teaching folks in Marcy Projects about Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Versus he was teaching folks in Marcy about Bitcoin. It was like a 6-week program, and at the end of the program, he would give them $1,000 of Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. And how like tone deaf that was to give $1,000 in Bitcoin to an actual housing project, to everybody in the housing project.
Right, because $1,000 in Bitcoin is like 0.01 or some shit.
So I was on that project. Yeah, back when I was sleeping with Superman, that project definitely came across my desk, and I definitely had to sit in a couple of conversations about that project. And I will say, and this is probably what got me excused from sleeping with Superman, part of the reason, I will say that in the meeting, I did ask, could you just give the people in Marcy a choice?
Right.
Couldn't you like educate them and then bet yourself against the education and be like, I want to give you a choice between $1,000 real dollars and $1,000 Bitcoin dollars, versus just forcing them to have imaginary money? But you know. Anyway, there will be these different verticals that are built specifically for division and attraction. And if I remember correctly from the Toni Morrison's warnings about fascism, one of them was in there was about like fleeting moments of success, right?
Yeah.
Like making you feel good for the moment, giving you pieces of fame, giving you pieces of class, giving you pieces of finance, when in actuality we're taking everything from you.
Right.
So yeah, we still mad at Snoop. Don't get me wrong. I still got attitude. It's just not the internet slam dunk, facetious, topical, low-minded, very low-brow perspective of he performed for Donald Trump. That didn't even happen.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Why exactly are we mad at Snoop though?
Why are we mad at Snoop? Because the perspective that I'm seeing online, people are mad at Snoop because they feel like he aligned himself with Donald Trump to celebrate Donald Trump's inauguration.
But we know that's not true. So like, why?
We don't know that's not true.
Okay.
We know it's true. You and I and the Wake and Bake with BeMo Nights know it's true. We got the program. But go online right now and see what they're talking about with Snoop Dogg and Donald Trump. And I would bet you to say, even if they found out the truth, how often are niggas on the internet honest about being wrong about something? That'll bring us to our Paul Roach and Negro of the Week. But how often are Negroes on the line being like, you know what, I was wrong? What's that say?
Allow Google Chrome to find devices on local networks.
Say again?
Allow Google Chrome to find devices on local networks.
I guess that's fine. That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't know what's going to do. I can always restrict the what you call it. All right, I see we got a bunch of comments.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, let's go ahead and get to the comments. And you know what's crazy in this new setup? I can't see the comments. The camera in the way. I can't just like the little part of the screen. I can't see the comments.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's been busting. I just seen there's been a couple comments coming up and down.
Yeah.
What we got? And who in the house? My man Colin in the house.
Hey.
Colin's in the house. Colin, you know me on YouTube too if you want to see my full pretty face.
We got the household of Owen and Kayla.
Hey!
Hey, y'all. That's what they say.
Colin!
Okay.
What we call them for? Koala?
I think so.
Koalan?
Shamiko. Hey.
Coco Chanel!
Drew says good morning.
What up, Drew?
Hey. On Moss.
Drew. I went still in here two times.
They say Soulja Boy broken clock. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He's right twice a day.
But you know, as I say that, Soulja Boy will also be like, you know what, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was screaming for nothing.
Shamiko says he contradicted himself though. Soulja Boy said, y'all want me to ignore a call from the president, then said it wasn't a Donald Trump event. That's true.
That's true.
The OK House.
Huh?
They said the OK House.
The OK House.
Okay.
All right. Just don't start stealing titles over there. That's all I'm saying. Somebody else around here calling they lady at the house and they already dumped her. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Maurice says it was more a MAGA event than a Trump event. The hats was all in the building.
Yeah.
True, yeah. M. Lit says we shouldn't have been rocking with them anyway, if we being honest.
With the MAGA folks?
No,
with Snoop Dogg and Rick
Soulja
Ross
Boy
and
yeah.
Okay.
Shamiko says no, I think black people rock with Snoop heavy. And then Kendall says, right, everyone loves Snoop. Then again, if you're loved by everyone, that's kind of a red flag. That's real.
That's real.
Mlet says that man got cases. Black women don't rock with them, and that's where they know they'll get votes.
Oh, that's a good point.
Who is this referring to?
Snoop.
Oh, true. Okay.
Snoop, Rick Ross, Soulja
Yeah,
Boy.
right.
They didn't invite Lotto wasn't there.
No.
They ain't invite MC Light. Mm-hmm. Maybe because they knew better too.
Mlet also says, oh yeah, they want crypto to take over. They have invested and want us to do the same. Just like that one chick that tried to get her check and run but got caught up.
Yeah. Hot to a girl.
Mm-hmm. They haven't
Haley Welsh, old punk ass.
Right. They haven't figured out how to tax crypto yet. No government funding. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Shamiko says, but are we their direct consumer base? Because those concerts don't always reflect the communities they come from.
That's just true.
That's real, yeah.
That's just true.
And then Kendall said, also, good morning, beautiful people. Almost
Hey,
forgot.
man.
Hey, Kendall.
What's up, man?
Shout out to baby Arlo.
Yeah, shout out to baby Arlo. Okay, my man about to start driving next week.
Right.
All right, let's do this, sweetheart. Let's speaking of Kendall, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more Wake and Bake with BeMo. Yeah, we got my HTF.
Okay.
Right, we got my man Joe Law. Single HTF music video. Now I'm supposed to give a shout out. The young man that we see in the wheelchair at the beginning of the video, his name is Suave. Suave was battling cancer. Unfortunately, he lost his battle. He's no longer with us. But this is why we are showing the video. We want to give some respect to my man Suave. Shout out to Joe Law for putting my mans in the video. Man, cancer's a motherfucker.
Man.
And I can't wait till we stop that bitch out. You talking about something we should all be united against. You talking about the enemy we should be united against.
Right.
But at the same time, the Department of Government Efficiency is trying to get rid of any federal funding of cancer research. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
Shout out to the crypto ball. Make sure you're using crypto for your own gain and not for, why can't we fund cancer research with crypto?
Right.
It ain't real.
It's real, but it's not.
Okay, I got you. We'll be right back with more Wake and Bake with BeMo. Check out Joe Law's video, HTF. Make sure y'all drop some comments. I want to hear your thoughts on the composition, on the video, on the coloring. I want to hear your thoughts on the theme and on the acting. I want to know what your favorite part of the video is. Let's run it up for my man Joe Law. We'll be right back.
Hit the flow, I just hit the flow, running, yeah. I just hit the flow, running, I just hit the flow, running, yeah. Like a run of 400, like a run of 400, yeah. I just hit the flow, running, I just hit the flow, running, yeah.
Come back here, motherfucker. Hey, how y'all doing? My name's Joe, you know what I'm saying? I make music. Hey, is that weed? Hey, you know what I'm saying? I get some of that shit. I appreciate it. Hey, yo.
No shit. Go ahead.
You have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
I just hit the flow, running, I just hit the flow, running, yeah. I just hit the flow, running, I just hit the flow, running, yeah. Like a run of 400, like a run of 400, yeah. I just hit the flow, running, I just hit the flow, running, yeah. It was more than me than money, I forget you blowing money.
What the fuck?
Oh, damn. I didn't know the wheelchair was empty at the end. That's actually sad as hell.
Sad as hell.
Damn.
Damn.
Oh, man. All right, Swab. Shout out Swab. Shout out Joe Law. You know what my favorite part of the video is? That green screen mask.
Yeah.
That joint is fire.
Mm-hmm.
That joint is fire. I haven't seen people chrome key like that often, and I think they should do that more. Good shit, Kendall. That's your idea? Very smart.
Yeah.
Very smart. I want to know what the Wake and Bake would be when I saw favorite part of HGF is. Okay. Definitely go check out my man Joe Law. I think it's Joe Law Music on all social media platforms. Definitely go check out his platform. Young man is based out of Colorado. So when we make it to Colorado, when we go visit baby Arlo and the Kendall and the light skin fam, we'll definitely come check you out, Joe Law. We'll do our thing. We'll make a little light skin tour. Joe Law light skin? Was that a little light skin?
Huh?
Was Joe Law a little light skin in the video?
I don't know.
I don't know. All right, sweetheart. All right, let's get to our next topic. So in the nighttime, as I was researching for the show, I ran across my man Ryan, who is one of the founders of the Gathering Spot.
Okay.
What's his name? Ryan. Damn, I forgot his last name. Not George. Somebody look it up real quick. What's the boy Ryan last name from the Gathering Spot? Okay, help us out with a little fact checking. So Ryan put up this video when he explained that there is a new anti-DEI metric that was created by Elon Musk. It is not DEI, it is MEI. It is not DEI, it is MEI. And what I would like to do, sweetheart, if you could put up that image. Ryan Wilson's old rich ass. If you could put up that image, I think it's MEI versus DEI explained. So we know what diversity, equity, inclusion is. It is an attempt to create equity amongst folks who are trying to seek opportunities. Diversity, we need more different types of people. Equity, we need equity over equality. And then inclusion means bring me into the situation. What I have interpreted DEI is, instead of a colorblind society, we have a color aware society, or raceless society, and it still recognizes the cultural aptitudes of each particular race. We talked about radical raceless on here and how that's different from colorblindness. Radical racelessness is basically, hey, you know, black don't exist.
Yeah. But
I know you love hip hop, and I know that has value amongst the particular culture that you represent. Aren't you Yoruba? Aren't you East African? Aren't you from the Congo? That would be more the replacement of what radical racelessness is, versus colorblindness, which is, oh, I don't see the cultural differences. I don't see the meritocracy differences. I don't see the leadership differences, the language differences between different people. Everybody must be judged on the same metric. And here we are with DEI. And if you could read the two definitions for me, sweetheart, that'd be great, because I can't see that far.
Okay, so DEI is a framework used to promote and ensure that all individuals, regardless of their background and unique identities, have an equal opportunity to contribute and succeed in a given environment. MEI focuses on merit and what an individual has achieved and leaves no room for the consideration of one's background or who they are outside of what they have accomplished.
Right. So MEI basically flattens. It takes any experience that you have, any cultural nuance, any psychological nuance, any background nuance that you have, and it throws it out of the window for a more traditional, what we would call a traditional approach to assessing skills. What school did you go to? Mm-hmm. How long you've been doing this work? And so when I think about MEI versus DEI, and I think about how foolish that is, if you are ahistorical, if you lack the momentum of memory, then maybe MEI sounds good to you.
Yeah.
But if you know, MEI is at the base of DEI.
Right.
MEI is DEI, except DEI is focused on people who have been traditionally marginalized.
Exactly.
DEI was never a situation where we're going to put unqualified people into positions where they could fail and destroy the company.
Exactly.
In actuality, DEI studies have shown that companies who participate in DEI programs are 25% more likely to have an above average profit line. Companies who have diverse C-suites have a 36% higher profit margins than companies without it. Why? Because when you assess someone's merit and you include their background, you include their cultural markers, you include the reasons why they got to the position they got, what you get is a more diverse representation of the demographic of the people that you serve.
Exactly.
So if you was Chipotle and all your people was just white, and you thought only white people ate burritos, and you only created marketing for white people, you will never get to tap into the resources and the profit of Latino people and black folks who love Chipotle.
Right.
Matter of fact, there's going to be a Latino version or a black version of Chipotle that's going to come and subvert your efforts. And those individuals will have a higher profit margin than even Chipotle. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite examples from my own personal history is on the Over the Shoulder podcast, we had a representative from One DC, which is a socialist economic group in DC. She came and read us the filth and called us gentrifiers. Damn. She said that regardless of our background, talking to me particularly, I should have never been allowed to be a teacher or be a leader or education director at the Boys and Girls Club.
Why?
She said they judged me based on my merit, when in actuality they should have had somebody from the neighborhood, from the perspective, from the culture with similar qualifications do that job. Instead, they looked out for a national search for anybody who would be qualified to do that situation. And what's interesting about her point, she low-key right.
Yeah.
Because when I was dropped in the Southeast, you talk about culture shock. Mm-hmm. You talk about not being prepared to deal with those individuals. I wasn't prepared because I wasn't from there.
Right.
So when a student gave me lip, and I gave her lip back, and then she called her mama, and her mama came in and gave me lip. And I was like, oh shit, I'm lost. I don't know what to do here.
Yeah.
Because now I'm lost. I don't know what to do here. I don't have the wherewithal. You know what they had to do? They had to send my ass to training. A training specific of how to deal with parents from Southeast. Because I ain't know shit about no Southeast. Yeah. I went to Howard. I ain't from DC. 2 different places.
Right.
So I went in on merit, when in actuality, they should have been looking for somebody more of the background to incorporate into the situation. Now, I eventually did so. But to the larger point, when we're talking about just looking flatly at merit versus looking at experience, what the fuck are we talking about?
Right.
And on merit, here's something I'm always curious about as it comes to the best for the job. How much better is the first place person than the second place person? If we were looking for an education director for the Boys and Girls Club, and we found 2 individuals who went to Howard, one of them lived in Southeast and the other didn't live in Southeast, what is the major difference between the 2? How is one vastly less qualified or more qualified than the other? Mm-hmm. So when I'm seeing this proliferation of MEI, I also want to say that merit, excellence, and intelligence are very nebulous terms.
Yeah.
They kind of mean nothing without context. When I say diversity, you know what diversity means. When I say equity, we know what that definition is. When I say inclusion, we know what that is. Mm-hmm. But real quick, show me the scale for intelligence.
Oh, you mean the IQ test? Like,
yeah.
Something that's not even
like valid.
Right. Something
that also doesn't take account of ethical and cultural backgrounds. Mm-hmm. We already know that the SAT and the ACT are scaled so that they are more beneficial to non-white students.
Yeah.
Funny enough, when I looked up this morning who the top 10 smartest country is by IQ, I think one of them will be considered a white country. But like Singapore, Japan, Bangladesh, mm-hmm. India,
yep.
Those are the smartest countries. It's not till you get to number 8, which is like Sweden or Germany, where it's like, okay, these are where the white countries, I guess, come in. So as it comes to intelligence, white people need a little diversity, equity, inclusion to make sure they are included into MEI. Now, when it comes to excellence, again, another term that really doesn't mean anything.
Right.
But if I said white excellence to you, what does that sound like? Right. If I said black excellence to you, why do I have a picture of Anthony Anderson in my head?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why is all of Howard's campus come up as black excellence?
Yeah.
And when we say merit, again, merit is based on traditional systems. Mm-hmm. I am not impressed when people tell me, oh, I went to Stanford. Nigga, you went to college. Right, my auntie from Stanford. I did it again. Shit, my bad, auntie. This is one time she watched. And I said, I'm not impressed with niggas from Stanford. I'm not impressed with niggas who went to UConn. Mm-hmm. I'm not impressed if you went to Brown. I'm not impressed if you went to Pepperdine. I don't care. Can you get the job done?
Right.
I almost know for a fact not nan nigga from Howard could work for the Brain Trust. How? How would a nigga from Harvard.
Okay.
How would a nigga from Harvard, not Howard, how would a nigga from Harvard, a white man, a black man, an Asian man from Harvard fit into our conversations at the parlor?
No.
They would be embarrassed. And I say that saying Curry came to a parlor, but he wasn't using that Harvard shit in there. No.
No.
Perry King Fast Cash David just subscribed to the channel. Appreciate that, brother.
Okay, thanks.
What's
that
up?
always throws me off.
Always, every time. Comes with a little noise too, but we can't hear the noises on mute. It's like do some shit like that.
Okay.
So merit doesn't really have a definition. Excellence doesn't really have a definition, but it sounds like black folks really more attuned to excellence than white folks. White folks seem to be more mediocre. Intelligence doesn't seem like white folks are at the top of the intelligence scale. So MEI, in my mind, means nothing. Mm-hmm. It is an attempt to return back to form, which is a white dominant, white standardized system. But the thing that bothers me the most, people want to throw away DEI, people want to throw away affirmative action. Do they not realize that the biggest benefiters of these two programs are white people?
Right.
Do they not know that like creating MEI makes it harder for white folks to have jobs? Makes it harder for white folks to have opportunities? But because you have based it around multicultural identities, because you have tried to base it around blackness or brownness or otherness, even white people who are going to have a harder time getting into these positions are celebrating the downfall of these policies. They are uplifting MEI. That's stupid.
Right.
It's textbook stupid. And now I'm starting to wonder, what if white people are dumb? Because Charles Barkley said a second ago, they're creating all these things to create division amongst us, but they making it harder for everybody.
Right.
Here's what I mean. Most people I think have seen this video about the study on callbacks for white folks with criminal records and black folks with criminal records. I want to bring up a different point here. Go ahead.
A black applicant with no criminal background received callbacks or job offers at about half the rate of an equally qualified white applicant. But the most surprising finding was really related to blacks with no criminal background relative to whites with a felony conviction. We find that a white applicant with a felony conviction fared just as well, if not better, relative to a black applicant with a clean record. This suggests that being black in America today is essentially like having a felony conviction in terms of one's chances of finding employment.
So we see that number, the 17 and the 14%, right? The obvious joint is the difference between 38% and 14%. Mm-hmm. White folks getting callbacks and black folks getting callbacks with no criminal record. And then the second thing we see is that in that same statistic, at 17% white folks are getting callbacks and at 14% black folks are getting callbacks, criminal record, non-criminal record. You know what's interesting to that stat to me as we read it this morning?
What's up?
When you get rid of DEI programs, that includes recidivism. That includes back to work programs. Yep. That includes hiring criminals. Yep. The formerly incarcerated. So if white folks were already at 17% and it just got harder, it just got harder. It just probably dropped from 17% to 7%.
Right.
And that's with the closing of a DEI program. This is about black-white. But at the same time, this is about marginalizing an entire class of people. Mm-hmm. That's all I got. I just want the people to be aware of this MEI thing versus the DEI thing. It'll come up again. I think meritocracy, excellence, and intelligence, I think they measure nothing. Tell me the scale of merit and non-merit. Tell me the scale of excellence, excellent and non-excellence. Tell me the scale of intelligence, intelligent and non-intelligent. If anything, MEI gives me a clue. If you ever find yourself in your black ass life, or in your regular ass life, or in your non-colored ass life, if you ever find yourself leaning on the excuses of, well, I have better merit, I'm more excellent, I'm more intelligent than the other party, I deserve because of these things, you have obviously turned down a very white path. Sweetheart, put it on the list. White tricks, merit, excellence, and intelligence, which means we already know. We talked about last season, we need to bend throwing away black excellence. It's not working. It don't work for us. They trying to be excellent. You trying to be like them? Right. We had a conversation this season about the importance of intelligence. I saw a clip, I wish I put this up now. I saw a clip that it was an African man who said, intelligent people, the educated people, are the easiest to colonize. Because educated people will walk into a classroom, sit down and learn the lessons from the colonizer and be like, okay, I'm more qualified to work in this colonized space. Yeah. Whereas uneducated people will never receive that training and go off to their natural feeling that something is wrong and never participate in colonization.
Right. They haven't received that indoctrination.
They will, love their indoctrination. Let me get 3 letters for my indoctrination. Let me pay $100,000 for my indoctrination. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna go in on y'all today, but we talked about how formal school could be a problem. We talked about how we need to get rid of excellence. The next thing we'll talk about is the idea of merit. Put these on the list of white tools. I ain't fooled. You know, in the comments. That's all I got to say. I ain't fooled.
I'm just thinking about the nebulous, arbitrary meaning of the words like merit, excellent. Like, how do you? There's no way to measure that.
There's no
like,
scale. There is no.
Oh, that person's excellent. Like what?
Based on what?
Right. Your opinion?
Yeah, and or like based on like your legacy. So I don't understand how like my background in public school and in nonprofit work at Howard, overcoming a low GPA couldn't be considered excellent, are all now part of this diversity situation. But your father being the mayor gives you merit?
Right.
Nigga, please. What are your thoughts? You gave me your thoughts already?
Yeah, just leave.
Okay, what's the comments?
Okay, Shamiko says DEI is an attempt to add balance to systems intentionally built to be exclusionary.
Of course.
Right. Colin says, simply stated, I think DEI was the admission that things are not set up to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's real. Shamiko says, yeah, when I was at Howard working with Jules, Southeast White House was one of our strongest locations.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she said she heard the noise.
She heard the noise?
Yeah. It will never be harder for them because it's built for them.
But I don't know if that's true anymore.
So
okay, I'm sorry. That is true. But the them in that situation, it ain't white folks.
Who was the them?
It's the oligarchs.
True.
It should be so obvious now we have all oligarch controlled media. It should be really obvious now who these people are. We kind of didn't know before, but I guess they took your favorite apple away and gave it to an oligarch, so you should kind of know now.
That's insane.
That's fine. I meet you in context. That's okay. I get
It's still crazy.
I get it.
Detroit River says, W.B. Du Bois went to Harvard, but yeah, white women are the most benefiting people from affirmative action. Mm-hmm. And then good morning, lady of the house.
Yeah, good morning.
Kendall says, hate will always reveal a person/group's weakness. They aren't interested in dealing with us. Cool. Maybe we'll finally learn to deal solely with each other and get real power.
It might be a moment.
Maybe.
It might be a moment.
We're going to have to fight real hard, though.
Real hard.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's something we got to talk about on Tuesday. We got to talk about this fan base critique. We got to do it. Damn it.
Oh. The OK household says.
Okay.
This group consistently supports ideas and themes that go against their interests.
Yeah.
Right.
And to me, that's where race comes in, because these same group of people have been convinced that they are above this type of classist attack because they are not the race that is being indicted on the attack. Mm-hmm. But it is fucking you up too.
Right. Kendall says, I lost my quote-unquote good job almost immediately after DEI was dissolved at the firm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Same.
That same year, I made more money for myself than I would have made with them. We don't need them. Isn't the same true for you?
We'll see.
Kendall said they need us, and they're about to find out.
Yeah.
Shamiko says, I saw something the other day that said black people better start acting like a monolith.
All
right.
That's funny. That's funny. All right. It's Thursday, y'all. You know what that means. It's time for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week Award. Now, this one might come to a shock, right? But But it kind of dawned on me. The lady at the house and I, we listened to the I Have a Dream speech by Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, who was representing the Southern Christian Leadership Conference at the March on Washington in 1963.
I believe so.
Yeah, not 68, 63. Yeah. We watched that. And the most famous bar from Martin Luther King is, I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will be judged on the content of their character, will not be judged on the color of their skin, but on the content of their character. Martin Luther King's dream lives in his children. I think a lot of people get that mistaken. That it's just some nebulous dream that he had when he was sleeping. No, it was that in my children's lifetime, my dream is that my children will be judged on the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And he had 4 kids. One of them has already passed. That means we have 3 more King kids to fulfill Martin Luther King's dream. While Republicans and people on the right and white folks who are calling themselves white proudly are quoting Martin Luther King to tear down diversity and equity and inclusion in the federal space, we have 3 more kids to actually get to the right solution. One of those kids is on social media. Bernice King. One of the best things I've actually seen in social media in a long time. Lady of the house, you could put, lady of the sweet-eyed. My goodness, I'm all over the place. Lady of the house, if you could put up the first one, first carousel, you will see our girl, Sexy Red, St. Louis's finest. Now that she's replaced Nelly, okay? It goes Sexy Red, Smino, Nelly. That's what it is now, okay? Until you get back right, Nelly, that's the new protocol. St. Louis's finest. Matter of fact, it ain't even it. It go Sexy Red, Smino, Joyce, and then Nelly. Those are St. Louis's finest. You know what? I fucked up again. It go this way. It go Murphy Lee, Sexy Red, Smino, Joyce, and then Nelly. That's where we at now. Can we all agree? Agreed. Okay, cool. Sexy Red posted that AI picture of her and Martin Luther King in the club. And I wanted to show two different ways that this is being shown. On Spiritual World, this is how it looks. Read it for me, sweetheart. Or read the headline. My bad.
Okay. Bernice King responds to Sexy Red sharing an AI-generated photo of herself with Martin Luther King, Bernice's father.
And then what's the next one?
This is intentionally distasteful, dishonoring, deplorable, and disrespectful to my family and my father, who was not here to respond himself because he was assassinated for working for your civil and human rights and to end war and poverty.
So I saw Spiritual World. I saw some of these little dumbass clickbait blog sites that would just show this one. They would just show this tweet, and they would say, Bernice King reads Sexy Red for filth. Or Bernice King slams Sexy Red.
Yeah.
But that's not the entirety of the situation, is it?
No.
Go ahead, pick the next one for me, because Spiritual World, who I have no idea owns that joint or started that joint, said this in order to entice some type of negative response and probably even create more division. But Vibe Magazine, which was started by who? Quincy. They said this. What'd they say?
Is this it? Oh, wait.
Hey, man, Jamal, don't be in my DMs. Don't be in my text messages guessing the truth. Damn. Come on.
Please don't project your thoughts onto me, that part?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't believe Sexy Red to be a degenerate, ghetto, or trash.
No, I'm sorry. Sexy Red responded to Bernice. It should be the one before that. It's all in the same carousel.
Oh, man. It started going now. Okay. Right here.
Yeah. No, that was Bernice responding to Sexy Red. Sexy Red responded to Bernice King.
So it must be this one then.
That one. You ain't wrong.
Okay.
Oh boy, we struggling.
Yeah. Man, That's crazy. Is it here?
No, it's in the
tweets, right?
It's in the carousel on the left, not the one on the right.
Okay. You ain't wrong. Never meant to disrespect your family. My apologies. Just reposted something I saw that I thought was innocent.
So Sexy Red did the thing that I said most people don't do often. She saw the Bernice King's critique, and Bernice King asking Sexy Red to take down the post of her and Martin Luther King in the club, AI generated. And Sexy Red said, "All right, you right, my bad." You don't often see people say, "Oh, I was wrong." So Bernice King said the following. What'd she say in response? That's the projection one.
Yeah. They're all backwards. Thank you for your apology, which I sincerely accept. Please know that it was not my intention that you be denigrated. I value you as a human being. I hope you understand my concerns about the image. I know that my father has become a bit of a caricature to the world, and that this image is often used with no regard to his family, his sacrificial work, or to the tragic, unjust way in which he died, a state-sanctioned assassination. Unfortunately, I regularly challenge the disregard. I earnestly wish that people would imagine what it would feel like to see their deceased, murdered father repurposed for party flyers, unjust legislation, etc. All the best to you, young lady.
So beautiful. It's almost like Bernice King judged Sexy Red on her actions and not the color of her skin. But what's interesting to me, the lady of the house, as I'm talking about this story, glorifyingly, I'm no longer on Twitter, on X. I think my profile is still there, just for the library of it. But I no longer participate in those situations because it just makes my heart hurt. And the lady of the house confirms why they make my heart hurt. What are some of the responses from the people on Twitter as it relates to this situation?
I don't give a fuck about how Bernice King feels about shit. You ain't Martin or Coretta. Why are you laughing? You ain't Martin or Coretta, and you haven't did nothing worth talking about but being related to the man with a little violin and tomatoes emojis.
Bro. Bro. Somebody said out their mouth, "I don't give a fuck about no Bernice King." Is that what they said?
Yeah. She said, "I don't give a fuck about how Bernice King feels about shit."
Cooked. Go ahead, keep going. Okay, we're not doing carousels no more.
I'm sorry, but that struck a nerve only my mama could get on. It's 2025. They give that nigga a grill, a blunt, and a do-rag whenever we get a day off work because of him. Bro, they don't keep this energy when people talk about MLK white mistresses. Even Malcolm X had white concubines. I don't think Sexy did anything wrong. It's an AI image. I don't care about neither one of them having mistresses. I'm saying she not coming for people making party flyers, etc. with all that on his pictures, but she's so mad at Sexy Red.
Who would have thought that when it came to the battle between Martin Luther King's legacy and Sexy Red, people would defend Sexy Red? Even when Sexy Red said, "Oh, my bad. Let me take this down."
Right. Sexy, you solid for that, but auntie type tripping though, for real.
Type tripping, no, for real. Also, I'm old. That's for sure. All right, so for this week's Paul Robeson Negro of the Week, I want to give the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week to one of the children of Dr. Martin Luther King, Bernice King. Now, Bernice has done a lot in her lifetime to continue the legacy and protect the legacy of Martin Luther King. But in this particular situation, as we look to her response to Sexy Red, she publicly acknowledges that it was a state-sanctioned killing. She publicly empathizes the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King as his child, as the bearer of the dream of Dr. King. And she also corrects this young lady with love, class, respect, and in context. In light of the foolishness that we see in response to Bernice King, to the people who would rather almost align with individuals who would tear down the legacy of Martin Luther King for a quote unquote day off. That's crazy, by the way.
Right. To
bring up innocuous claims and incorrect claims that either one of these individuals had white mistresses. All of these things were created by the CIA to misinform you, and they are public at this moment. The claim that Bernice King says that this is a state-sanctioned killing was affirmed, what was that, a couple years ago? A couple months ago? It's real. Anyway, Bernice King, you've gotten a lot of awards in your life, but you ain't never got this. You are now our Paul Robeson Negro of the Week. Do you accept my award? Or accept my nomination for the award? Or would you rather award Barbie Dangerous?
Oh, do I accept?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
I thought you were asking Bernice King.
No. Bernice ain't watching no damn Wake and Bake with BeMo. I know that for sure. I know that for sure.
We got some comments.
What we got?
Well, this was before, but Emlet says, speak to a poor white man and you'll see.
Yeah.
Detroit River says, Smino Grigio need to be higher on the list. LMAO. Facts, though. You got him at like 4 or 5.
Who?
You got Smino at like 4.
I got him at number 3.
Was it 3? He said
it was Murphy Lee, Sexy Red, okay. Shmino, Joyce, and Nelly.
Okay. Detroit River says, we listen and we don't judge by the color of our booty hole. All right.
You may continue with the comments. You may continue with the
Kendall says, bruh, why is life like a Boondocks episode? Facts, though.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Oh.
And why is Murphy Lee number 1? This is from the OK House.
Oh, he's the best rapper. Y'all don't fuck with Murphy Lee? Uh-oh. What the hook gonna be? I don't need no fucking hook on this beat. All I need is the track in the background. I'm like going around, keep the beat going around, and I'm get one. What? Don't play with me about no Murphy Lee. About the St. Lunatics. Don't let me come over there. I'll teach you something about some Murphy Lee. I'll come over there. Yeah. I'll come over there. Don't make me do it.
Shamiko says she might watch, though. She might.
Who?
Bernice King.
Maybe. I feel like Bernice King, maybe that's the problem too. I feel like Bernice King just be sitting in the library all the time. I feel like Bernice King lives in the library, constantly teaching folks. But she might be rolling one. Now how cool would that be to smoke a blunt with Bernice King? Bernice the youngest, right?
I believe so.
Hell yeah. I want to know about her mama. Nah, okay, we know about your father. That's cool. Tell me about your mama when she was like 45. What she was on? What kind of old lady things your mama was on? All right, Spot, it's time. It's time for the burning question for the Roach. Burning question for the Roach. Yeah. Burning question for the Roach. Yeah. Come on, sweetheart. Hit me with the burning question for the Roach. I'm ready.
If you could live in an all-black town, would you?
Hell yeah, if I could live in an all-black town, would I? Oh, man, that sounds great. An all-black town? No, okay, hold on. Who defined the blackness in this? Was it did society put us all in a black place, or did we all move to a black place? You know what? Fuck it. Either way, I'm down. I don't care.
Is the response different depending on?
Well, okay. If we were, that is a great counter question. Is the response different? No, right? Whether we were forced into an all-black situation or we liberated ourselves into an all-black situation, the answer to your question is yes. I would want to live in an all-black town.
Okay.
Now, I guess then after that becomes, what is my quality of life in that all-black town?
Right.
If we are segregated into an all-black town and resources are stricken from us, there's going to be a little tougher. But I'd still rather do that. If that meant they just like marginalized us from a distance. Now, of course, the ideal situation would be we have equitable resources. We get to do whatever the fuck we want to do. We establish our own society and we live in a liberated space of ourselves. The answer is yes as well. But we all agree that this ain't it, right? So yeah, I try either way. And so we might talk about this on Tuesday, but there has been a critique on fan base. Not on the platform fan base or about fan base. Yeah. Fan base is the black-owned platform that was created by Isaac Hayes III. Mm-hmm. It does some public interfaces as far as like investing. You can invest in the fan base and join onto the platform. There's been a conversation, and maybe we'll talk about this on Tuesday. There's been a conversation about why we shouldn't just automatically join black-owned platforms, that being black-owned is not enough. I forgot what I was going to talk about. That being black-owned is not enough, and to which my response is like, we are forced into all-black situations all the time. All of us live, I'd actually bet, maybe other than Kendall, maybe, I don't know where you live. I'd bet all of us live in red line places. I bet all of us are subjugated to the same broadband gap, the same wealth gap, the same opportunity gap. I believe that all of us are subject to those things without choice. So why is it when we have a choice, we would automatically choose against ourselves? That feels strange. So when you ask me if I want to live in an all-black town, my mind actually just, and you asked me the counter question of, does how it matter affect your answer? It made me think about the segregation question. Would black folks be better if we were segregated? The answer to the question is, it don't really matter if we would be better or worse. We would still be choosing ourselves intentionally. Wait, did I say it wrong? When I think about the counter question you asked me, does it matter how we get to this all black town if I wanted to live there? The answer to that question is that it doesn't matter. I'd want to live in that all black town because that all black town has prospects of being a better present than what I am presently facing. Okay. I am automatically forced into all black situations. I am placed in all black spots. I only see all black results of systematic oppression. So if there was a choice to get rid of that systematic oppression and still have black folks, the answer is yes. Now, we can argue back and forth about why it'd be better to go either way, but I'd rather have the conversation, the new blueprint conversation of, okay, now we're in this all black place, regardless how we got here, what the fuck do we do now? Right. Where do we go from here? You still want democracy? You still want the Constitution?
I feel like there are like a few pocket societies throughout the U.S. that are like that, like all black towns, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upper Marlboro. Bowie.
I mean, I'm actually referring to like remote locations where it's like, yeah, they don't let certain people in type thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. We got any comments?
Well, we got Natalie in the house. She said, "Morning,
Natalie.
I see. I joined just in time. LMAO."
Yeah, right.
Micah says, "Burning question song today. Clean."
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'll lay it down.
Detroit River says, "Let's go to the Zora Hurston Bookstown."
DM me. Let's go.
And then Shamiko said about Murphy Lee and the St. Lunatics suing Nelly.
What? Say it again.
Murphy Lee and the St. Lunatics are suing Nelly.
Oh, they are pursuing Nelly. And now I'm on their side. See how they work, Nelly? Now I'm on their side. You done stole their IP. All right, y'all. We want to thank y'all for watching another episode of Wake and Bake with BeMo. Yeah. We'll be back on Tuesday. We'll be dropping clips all throughout the weekend. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and throw me a reaction real quick. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and throw me a reaction real quick. Let the algorithm know that they fucking with us and we accept these choices. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Do I have a choice? Support is the spectrum. Keep telling myself that. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. We're going to leave you with my man Detroit Rivers, little Black Boy Joy up on your brain. And we'll see you on Tuesday. Good morning.
Let these feelings slip away. This city, yeah, happy feelings. Breaking Beverly and Maze. Don't be amazed. Find yourself, learn your joys and pains. Live your voice and sing. The sounds of your heart. Don't you worry about a thing. And don't forget your lyrics. This is a reminder of joy every time you hear it. Just your birthright is joy. Smile, you can wear it contagious. Won't you share it? Let love loose, don't fear it. Just that black boy joy. Black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Where I was raised, black boys was being destroyed. I grew up a black boy, they had stole my joy. Nobody put on my neck, so I do it for Floyd. Do it for Tamir Rice and for the underemployed. For the ones that gave back, communicated, deployed. I wanna give you a rope so that you can aboard. I wanna give you a hope so that you can avoid having to be a black man without no black boy joy. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. For us, it's easier to go to jail than to go to college. Rather us be entertainers than be getting knowledge. They funded our own genocide. The word is power. Killing niggas in every song. I think it's coward. Easier to act tough when you in doubt because the world incriminates us. Cause we in doubt. Now we afraid of our own kind and it's really wild. I think they got us backwards, but I figured out it's easier to fit in than it is to stand out. So I'm black boy joy when I'm cruising around. And I'm black boy joy fresh hitting the town. And I'm black boy joy dancing cleaning the house. And I'm black boy joy when I go for a hike. Been black boy joy since I was riding a bike. My son black boy joy and that's crazy to me. I was miserable growing up, I really hated it, G. But the world is much bigger than I was able to see. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Smile.